Vampire the Masquerade and Exalted are both filmed in front of a live studio audience. No, not that. They both have mature themes, and anything discussed this evening is not necessarily the representatives of the players who are doing so. It is all in character work, mature audience only. Viewer discretion is, as always, massively advised. Who wants to do the recap? Who can do the recap?
I mean, I love that you ask this every single session. Nobody else does the recap. It's just me.
Yep.
I mean, that's a discussion you need to have with your players, I feel.
I feel like they do not have the skill set to record history in
It's
such
called
a
the
way.
attention span.
Yeah, they don't have the attention span. Let's be honest. They both think they're rats. So
Why did you do? Why? Why did you?
to prove a point.
Go with rats.
To prove a point.
But now you're not getting out of it.
You've done it now. You did it.
Summoned.
Quiet, you. Get back into your sewer.
Okay.
Quiet, Screek.
I will do the recap. Since
You
it is
surprised me.
since it is my duty to fulfill.
Honor.
Honor.
I wouldn't call
Privilege.
I wouldn't call it an honor or a privilege at this point because we get nothing for it.
That is 100% true. There is no reward given to this. This is literally just because the GM isn't doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So last time we started off with our lovely little group resting in a thicket near the highway that they were walking along, which was slightly secured. Basically, they had to wait until it was night time because Joseph is a kindred and thus cannot walk in the daylight and must rest until it is night. So we've taken to sleeping during the day and moving on during the night once again. Once it was night, it was incredibly cold, which is not surprising considering how far up the continent of America we are. Alyssa had gone off hunting just to try and get some form of food, maybe to sustain her and Malachi. Joseph's food is obviously very different. And Joseph woke up to find that Alyssa was gone, and so he and Malachi ended up having a discussion because Joseph was getting hungry, but instead of, having a normal analogy about hunger, Joseph liked to talk about burgers. So there was a very long conversation about burger chains and burgers and sauces and stuff. It was very interesting. Alyssa came back, and all she managed to catch was a single rabbit, which she then cooked. This also led to more talking from Joseph about perhaps this rabbit was a family pet. I don't know, he didn't want me to kill the rabbit for some reason. Then we had a bit of a discussion about the spider things that Joseph was seeing. Alyssa and Malachi kind of reflected on the past and thinking, it could be the Fomori, it could be Pentax, it could be a number of things. And whilst they were having this conversation, Alyssa got shot by a bolt of lightning and thrown into a tree. And out of the trees came a bunch of people in military gear, which turned out to be dragon-blooded Exalted. It seems like they have started their wild hunts again, now that there's a bunch of them and a bunch of other Exalted are coming into being and escaping from the Jade prison and yada 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 yada. Alyssa went into stealth, Joseph used his disciplines to go unseen, and Kai just literally activated lightning speed and took off back towards the sewers. Alyssa then looked to see what the people were and obviously kind of deduced that there's a lot of them. She couldn't take them on her own. They were all carrying jade weapons. 2 of them were carrying 50 cal machine guns. She definitely didn't want to take them on. So she headed off using her ability to blood scent for Kai. Joseph started following them. And he ran into a bit of an issue there because turns out even though he was unseen, one of them could technically in a way sense that he was there because he was using nerve tremors. Once that kind of gave the party away, he scarbered. Kai ended up at the sewer, and there's a new passage that was open that wasn't there before. So Kai started walking through. Alyssa went into the sewer and changed into a rat, just so that she could stay a bit more hidden. And then Joseph came into the sewer and was like, rat, dinner. So Alyssa scarbered down one of the tunnels of the sewers. All three of them then started walking through the sewer, and as they were doing this, they could hear lots of different sounds, screaming, yelling, crying, taunting, all sorts of weird things. Alyssa then smashed a wall that was behind her to try and go backwards, but all there was darkness. And she had a bit of an amusing conversation with Arlo. She might have called him a pussy as well, which was quite funny if I do say so myself.
I mean, I feel that the response to you calling him a pussy was much funnier.
Well, yeah, it was. Everyone joined back up, and they continued walking, and as they continued walking, they could smell chemical blood, which caused Alyssa to have a weird sneezing fit. And they came down a corridor and found a door, and behind that door was a buffet of people for Joseph to drink from. Now, to Kai and Alyssa, this looks very familiar. Oh, excuse me. Somebody was coming down the hallway, and Alyssa chased after them as they kind of came to a stop, realised that there was somebody in the hallway. So Alyssa chased them, and as they were chasing this person then shouted for Arlo and Alyssa. If that didn't give you such a mindfuck. Whilst this was happening, and Alyssa and Kai were chasing Elizabeth, Joseph unhooked all the people from the monitors and basically let them die. Because it was the kindest thing to do. He eventually turned up with everyone else, and it turns out that the party are in Eaton Hall, which is really weird considering it's 2024, and Eaton Hall was burnt to the ground in 2019, so that's really confusing. The doorbell rang, and weirdly it's the Domino's girl from the first night they were in Eaton Hall. Kai answered the door. Alyssa turned herself into a cat because she suddenly clocked what was going on. Scared, passed Alyssa away. And then it just got weird. There was, instead of, drinking from the Domino's girl, Joseph clouded the girl's memory, took the pizza and, didn't pay her. Alyssa went to the Waterhouse to get some clothes and talk to her past self, and in doing so erased her past self. It's not good. And Joseph ended up going to the main house and met Elizabeth and Arlo, and then told them what was going on, and then Arlo disappeared.
I'm so sorry.
And yeah, that's kind of what happened and where we left off on Back to the Future, or Back to the Past in this case.
Exalted, a journey through time.
Exalted, journey to the past. So yeah.
Exalted, a link to the past.
Oh, now everyone has to die. So, the current position for everyone, could they all remind me, please? I believe one of you is...
So Joseph is where Elizabeth and Arlo were, which was in the main house. Alyssa of this time and Kai are still in the Waterhouse. They were just on their way out to try and find Joseph.
Yeah, I was about to say 2 in the Waterhouse, 1 was elsewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's still May the 10th.
Righto. So, eventually, after some level of traversing between the Waterhouse and the main house, you do manage to make a point of catching up with Joseph. Joseph, who is stood around mostly on their own. Elizabeth is currently not around. There's a good possibility she has legged it to a different location upon the realization that Arlo is not there anymore. Also, probably having to deal with a few weird feelings, considering the fact that a vampire, shall we say, is a creature out of time on its own. Anytime a vampire loses a limb or takes any sort of damage, it resets itself back to what it originally was. And what is memories if not brain damage? So that's going to be playing on her for a while. It's about this point in time you basically come up into the open starting area of Eaton Hall. The lovely marble floors, the stucco white, beautiful walls, the sound of the pool in the background about 2 rooms over. You see Joseph just sort of stood there for the moment, kind of soaking in the fact that someone just was deleted in front of him.
Guys, I think I might be crazy.
That's a given, but what do you mean? What?
Don't judge me or anything, but the strangest thing just happened, and I'm
What
not
happened?
crazy. That's what you think mean things.
I mean, it would be mean but accurate.
Kai, hurt my feelings.
Sorry.
Anyway, what do you mean? Something crazy?
So a minute ago, there was 2 people: this scary-looking chick in a nice suit, and this really hot guy. But one of them
Oh no.
left through the door. The other person
No.
left this plane of existence.
Left this
No.
plane of
Was like poof, like Endgame, like that the superhero film. They all went.
So you've basically just done to Arlo what I just did to me.
You're
Right.
crazy too. That makes things so much easier.
Okay, we're both here now then. So that destroys Plan B.
I don't. How does this work? This shouldn't work. We can't. How are we still here?
It's
Yeah,
a
if they're not
dream.
here, we're not here. Surely we're them.
Okay. Other question: where did Elizabeth go?
Oh, I think she went for a door, but I was kind of, looking at the fact that that person turned to ash and nobody snapped their fingers, so it makes no sense.
Ash. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Well, you were the Prince bathed in ash at one point, so yeah.
How does that make any sense?
Oh, you have to have been there, really.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we can't leave now. We have to stay here, otherwise.
Save the world.
Well,
Save the world.
Avengers assemble.
This
What-
isn't a
what-
superhero movie.
what's the Avengers?
Just.
Right.
I really dislike it when you two spew this random, stuff that makes no sense to me.
What
Just 'cause
movie,
I
though?
was invited to the party, so I watched films. That's all I can say.
I just sort of learned film stuff by osmosis.
Yeah, I don't do films.
We should have a movie night. There's like a huge TV in one of those rooms.
Yeah, I remember.
there is a huge TV in one of those rooms. Okay, well, we're gonna have to find Elizabeth, because Elizabeth is still here, and whether or not, she also disappears when we talk to her, I guess not, because she didn't
I
when
don't think so, because there's not another one of her.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking, but she kind of needs to at least understand that we're not gonna hurt her, and, she needs to be here, I guess.
Yeah.
Guys, I've just remembered something really important.
What?
We have the internet again. I can, look at cat pictures on Google.
You can. I wouldn't recommend it.
But cat photos?
Yeah. It gets boring after a while, trust me.
Oh.
I mean, we
look
can-
at a cat all you want. Alyssa can turned into one.
We are not using me as a display of... No, that's not happening. No. I'm not turning into an entertainment.
No,
Kai,
we're
I'm not petting your girlfriend. That would just be weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ha! So she is your girlfriend. I knew it. I totally knew it.
I mean, do I get a say in any of this?
I mean, you do.
Well, you did say, oh god, yes, please, Kai. Oh god, yes, please, some more.
What?
I mean, I don't recall that being exactly how it happened.
Also, what?
That's how I imagine it in my head. I mean, I don't really know, but I just like, imagine it like that.
Why?
I get lonely sometimes, and my mind does things. It's
Please,
great.
please don't tell me that that's what you think of when you get lonely.
I think of like several different things at once every second.
Okay, I am nubbing out of this conversation. I'm going to find Elizabeth. You two can continue your weird bro conversation.
I'm not
You're
sure.
part of this too.
Nope, I'm gone. Goodbye.
So you're heading upstairs away from that?
Yes.
I understand. You head upstairs. It's very nostalgic in a weird way. You can still sort of remember bits, despite a lot of the memories disappearing. So there are fragments of recognition. You know where things are. You can see where various bits are that you have not seen in potentially years. You don't remember that window being open, though. And there's definitely no Elizabeth up here. I mean, it's not like anyone chased. You guys literally just had a massive conversation about the internal thoughts of whatever the hell was going on there. So, yeah.
Okay, diving out the
Plenty of
window.
time to get away.
Diving out the window, chasing after Elizabeth.
Okay. Roll me a wits and awareness roll.
Wits and awareness, and then there's Chunky. Oof. 4.
4 successes. Now, given time, escape, and the fact that she's trying to at least be relatively silent, and she's a gangrel. 1 success there, and then the other 4. Right. Yeah, you get up to the edge of the grounds and completely lose track of her.
Damn it.
She's now somewhere.
Can I not smell for her?
Weirdly, I'm counting that in your wits and awareness.
Oh, that sucks.
Plus, also, you are currently in just normal form, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna change into a wolf.
I mean, you were, but did you?
Well, that was my thing. I was gonna go out the window and then change.
All I heard was going out the window. There wasn't a lot of other parts discussed there. So, yeah, by the time you have shifted to a wolf-like form, there is the barest hint of a smell, and it is drifting on the wind now. Weirdly, gangrels tend to be relatively good at this kind of thing.
Yep.
Wherever Elizabeth is, it's hard to say.
Question: When Arlo got dusted, did Arlo have his phone on him?
It wasn't so much a case of dusting and leaving behind a suit or anything like that. It was literally the case of being dusted, as in erased from history, which means that that particular Arlo doesn't have a phone. It went with him.
Damn, I was gonna say, I'll use Arlo's phone and ring Elizabeth.
Unfortunately, there is nothing that remains. There isn't actually even ash All that is left is the faintest of memories in Malachi's mind of seeing this weird guy, and then just everything going odd.
Strangely,
Sort of losing memory.
Strangely, I don't remember Elizabeth's mobile number.
It does explain, however, why Malachi has taken the ability to talk to Joseph very well. It reminds him of somebody.
Hmm?
Well, Joseph reminds you of that guy who you spoke to at one time in the past.
Which guy?
Joseph.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, that you get to the point in time where there's an interaction with Joseph, and then your memory just cuts out.
Wait. You're that guy that I was just talking to, but
We've been best friends for days now. Of course we've been talking.
yeah, but I was talking to you, and then
Kai, I don't mean to be
why am I dressed so
patronising, but
cowboy-y?
you're still talking to me.
Yeah, but I don't remember being a cowboy.
I'm gonna come back down the stairs. Well, sorry, no, I'm gonna come back inside. Sorry, should I say? And,
You walk in through the front door in wolf form.
Oh no, I've changed back. I've changed back.
You walk in through the front door naked.
Ah, it's a naked woman.
Hello?
Why are you saying hello like you? Never mind.
Because you've just walked in naked?
Yeah, why? Do you know what? Normally I would be sort of like, no, don't look at me. But honestly, in 4 years, I've kind of got used to it.
There's video cameras out there now. The internet has seen you naked.
There's security cameras, and the hard drive is in the garage. I'm pretty sure I can remove that.
I would totally do that if I was you.
Yeah, but... Okay, so... Am I dreaming?
No.
No, you're definitely not
I
dreaming.
pinch myself.
If you're dreaming, I'm dreaming.
No, it's just weird, because I remember you having... You looked different.
I look like how I've looked like
And then
for...
what? That's naked.
Kai, that's not how you speak to your girlfriend. You gotta be nice to her. She wants to stay your girlfriend.
My girlfriend?
Your girlfriend?
Okay.
Wait,
That's...
have
Alright.
you... Kai, what's my name?
Alyssa?
Right.
I'm so glad you did that because I was so worried for a second.
Yeah, me too.
No. I'm just really confused right now. Because I was looking through a different perspective and then I'm not.
Right,
It's
well
quite weird.
that is probably just because Joseph just erased your past self.
No, I didn't.
Well, you did.
You erased my past self.
No, I didn't. I just said hello and started
Oh.
talking to someone.
Hang on a minute. In my head. Hello? You here?
Complete silence.
Hello? If you're in the imaginary toilet, it's not funny.
I mean, I'm here.
Complete silence.
Hello? I'm literally walking around my own mind
Yeah?
shouting hello. No, you can't hear me.
Oh, okay. You're in your own
I'm
mind.
in my head.
Never mind.
Hello?
She's talking to herself in the head again.
Hello?
Nothing.
Are we alright? Is
Have
this...
you actually gone? Huh.
Complete quiet.
Shit. Or maybe, is this... I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Joseph?
Can I look in your head again?
Very briefly, but just confirm that there isn't another thing in my head. You know who I'm talking about.
There are things...
Don't hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Nice and good. I share the senses with delicious friend.
With delicious friend.
Words.
You share Alyssa's senses. and you can see through Alyssa's eyes. You can intrude a little bit upon her thoughts. Seems to be just a very confused. Well, she identifies as a lunar exalted, so whatever one of those is.
Ooh, a loot. No one's kicking me out, so I think it's fine. You might want dust in here, though. It's really dirty.
You know what? This is the first time in a long time that my mind has actually been quiet. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think I like it.
Okay.
Arlo is not in my head anymore.
Why would I be in your head?
No, you're Malachi.
Yeah, I am. This is really weird.
Wait, have you actually forgotten that Arlo was in my head? Did you forget that?
Oh, no, I was... No, I remember that now.
Yeah, you remember that
I
your
remembered.
your infernal self was in my head and had been for 5 years.
Yeah.
Is this like sex talk? Because I can go in the other room if
No,
you
this
want me
is not sex talk, Joseph. This is no. Right. Okay.
No,
So
I don't think that my infernal self is a word that I would use in relation to... No.
no.
I'm not judging. Not judging.
So Elizabeth has fled. I no longer have Arlo in my head, which again I'm not sure how I feel about that after having him for 5 years. I generally don't know what we should do right now, apart from maybe go to sleep.
Save the world
And however we do that.
by not fucking up like you did last time. Your language, not mine. Sorry.
I
I
mean,
remember ordering food.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we can fuck it up in the way we did last time. For one, Arlo isn't here anymore, so you know.
No, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, not
We do need to bury
I
10 bodies.
definitely remember ordering food.
You mean the Domino's girl? She's been gone.
Yeah, I sent her away.
You sent her away, okay.
The pizza's over there.
Oh, cool, pizza.
Yeah, it's the meat feast. Do you not remember?
Yeah.
Also, burying the 10 bodies downstairs. That's kind of what we need.
Ah, yes, the pantry.
They're free now.
Bodies gone. What about them?
They're dead.
I freed them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's coming back now. Right.
Okay. I guess maybe. Well, we're here and we have nice running water again, so I guess we could all take, showers.
We're vampires, so we don't need to. Oh, wait, you guys aren't vampires. I keep forgetting that.
I mean,
Even as a vampire, you still use a shower.
Well, we don't really. We just, next day
I
we.
use the shower.
Yeah, I used a shower when I was a vampire. I got covered in so much grime and blood. It's not something you want to walk around with.
I tend to avoid grime and blood, and post-apocalyptic society didn't have many showers.
Yeah, exactly. And now there's, many showers and many baths. You might want to use one.
Until you guys start the apocalypse again.
This isn't. I mean, I remember post-apocalyptic society. This definitely isn't. No, this is all right.
What's the password for Netflix? I want to watch Netflix.
What is the password for Netflix?
1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, I think.
No, that doesn't sound like. No, that sounds really careless.
I mean,
No,
who?
it probably was.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that password for Netflix. And eat some.
Weirdly, it does work.
A note has been made.
Yeah, fair. It was okay. It just felt wrong for a second.
Well, if I don't know,
Maybe I changed it late. I don't know.
maybe if you two want to watch Netflix, I am definitely going to go and find myself a bath and actually try and relax for however long until something else comes along.
Let's go to a club. Let's
No.
go clubbing.
No.
Let's go somewhere fun.
No, not happening right this moment. Way
I mean,
too
I do
late.
remember. I definitely remember feeling like I was up for going clubbing.
No,
Let's go clubbing.
no,
No, I can remember thinking about it.
no.
You do actually have that feeling that it might be a good idea to go clubbing, Arlo.
I've never been clubbing before.
No, I have the feeling it's a better idea to go clubbing the next day.
I mean, I thought
Right
well,
now, I want to have a shower and go to bed. I am
I want
tired.
to go clubbing now.
No, I would want shower in bed. Or a bath in bed. Bath,
We
bed,
always
and
do what
beyond.
you want. You know, hunt things, kill things, have sex with Kai. When do we do what I want to do?
What do you want to do?
I want to go to the club.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay, find a club.
wait. Today is May 10th.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Good
that.
point.
Yeah, that means it is a Friday. I mean, you
Yeah.
can go clubbing on a Friday. It's not as good as a Saturday.
Let's go both nights.
No, I'd
We
rather
could go
not.
clubbing tomorrow. Like, I mean, we could just chill tonight. Go clubbing tomorrow.
Let's go both nights. I need some clothes.
Okay, compromise
I mean,
here.
I'll
We will go out
wardrobe.
clubbing tomorrow, but for the love of Luna, can we just have a shower or a bath and eat and go to bed?
I mean, that sounds
I'll
great.
eat.
With this pizza.
Yeah. Eat your goddamn pizza. I'm going to go and have a bath. This is
Cool,
me
pizza
going to have a
bath.
bath, and I walk up the stairs. I'm going to go and find the biggest bath.
Well, I might go for a swim.
Why don't you guys have a bath together with some candles and roses and
Fuck you, Joseph!
only trying to help?
So, we have one heading for a bath, which, given the size of the bath seat and hall, may as well be a swimming pool. We have one heading for the swimming pool, which, given the size of the bath and a hall, may as well be a bath.
Yeah.
And we have one doing what?
They've left me alone. Netflix spin.
Yeah. So we have bath, swimming, and Netflix binge.
Okay. One Netflix binge later. I can't remember what was relatively good in 2019 on Netflix, but you know what? It's entertaining as it should be.
I'm watching She-Ra.
She-Ra wasn't out then.
Was it not?
I don't think it was.
I think the first season was.
Yeah, I'm sure the first season was.
Definitely was, because it was out the Christmas 2018. I've definitely watched it.
I will just double check.
I binged it all last year.
For those watching, these are the real questions we ask ourselves when playing Vampire Exalted. Was She-Ra on Netflix this year?
Priorities.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, December 12th, 2017. Oh, it's when
yeah.
they. Hang on. It's when they announced it, and it was revealed. The cast was revealed May 18, 2018. It premiered on November 13, 2018. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it
so
was.
I
It was
watched
out.
a month after it came out.
Yeah. So it was out.
The first season.
There you go. She-Ra was out.
Yup.
Have
Glad
fun.
we sorted that mystery of the world.
We have decided.
It's
She-Ra.
very important. Look, if we're gonna mess with time, we need to make sure we've got the right things in the right
Make
place.
sure we've got pizza, we've got a swimming pool, and we've got She-Ra.
Somewhere in the world, a great evil is going, frack those guys, they're rubbish.
What are they doing? Well, one of them's watching She-Ra, and the other one is doing laps, and one's taking a bath.
One of them's having a bubble
Was
bath.
She-Ra even out at that time?
Yes, of course.
Just finally taking the time to relax, like we should have.
For now, until something comes along and ruins our lives again.
I swear AJ doesn't have to write plot for us, we just make this plot happen ourselves.
It's a pretty
mean-
boring plot if he doesn't intervene, honestly.
How dare you?
I mean, I'm just intrigued to see where this goes. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to sit back and let this happen.
Cool.
So, one evening's worth of She-Ra, swimming, and bathing later, you enter into the day portion, where Joseph is asleep.
Number
Well,
four!
dead. Now, for those who are resting and otherwise, you do have access to the entire of everything during the day. But if you want to carry on with stuff as a full group, you will have to wait till the evening. So here's the question. While the day rolls round, the Saturday daytime, what are you wanting to do?
I'm moving all of Alyssa's stuff into the main house from the water house. That's what I'm doing. So I'm setting up originally what Alyssa would have set up in the water house into the main house on bear with me. Where was it? Oh, there's a lot of notes here. Jesus Christ. 24th of May. So yeah. So instead of setting it up then, it's been set up now.
Okay. So you move yourself into one of the larger, more expansive rooms in Eaton Hall. It's a lot more luxurious than what you're used to.
Going through my filing cabinets and stuff, looking at, like, reminiscing over all the old files that I had.
Okay. A lot of the data is stuff that is from Alyssa's past. Nothing basically goes beyond the obvious date where you currently are on. You regain as much access to it as you would care to take over the evening. What is...
I have one more thing I would like to do.
Go on.
I would like to contact William.
Now remind the audience as well as myself, William.
William is my contact that I have in order to get bits and pieces.
Okay. There is a couple of rings from a phone that you are using.
Yeah.
So the main landline.
Nope, one of the burner phones.
One of the burner phones. Okay. After a few moments. Yeah.
William.
I heard from you in a bit.
Yes, long time no talk.
Not really. It's been like 3 days.
Feels like a lot longer, trust me. Quick question for you. How quickly can you get a hold of fake IDs?
What kind of level of stuff do they need to pass?
Basic identification for, say, getting ID'd for alcohol. Just general look at it, not really use it to look any further other than the age.
How many people?
2.
2 people, easy fake IDs. Give me till Tuesday, and I'd say 500 quid for pair.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Anyone in particular? I'm going to need details.
Myself.
Right. I mean, kind of interesting you finally coming out of the shadows. I thought you never put yourself out there.
Times are changing.
Now I'm earwormed. Who else?
I need one for a gentleman called Malachi.
Righto. You hear the sound of some sort of like ticking in the background of what must be like a computer keyboard. Alright, I'm going to need photo ID, well, passport photos, and some basic information you can remember.
Easy enough to do.
Alright, doable. See you Sunday to drop the stuff off. I'll have them ready by Tuesday.
See you Sunday then.
What now? Was that it?
That was it. I'm going to continue setting up, hoisting everything in between the two buildings, essentially.
What
Maybe,
is Kai
with music
doing?
playing.
Well, I've realised that I've got all of my old suits back.
Oh god.
So I'm gonna
None
go
of them fit.
Yeah.
none of it because I'm completely different.
Yep.
Yes.
I tailored all wrong.
Yep. Which, by the way, frustrates the shit out of Arlo.
Yep.
Wait. Just think about what was just said.
Why do none of my suits fit?
That wasn't the important bit of that statement, then.
No, it was.
Frustrates the hell
shit
out of Arlo.
Arlo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's replying appropriately as Arlo.
I think it's more like Arlo's in Melly in your head.
Nah. Well, kind of, I guess.
Right. None of my suits are fitting. This is really annoying. I don't like this cowboy get-up at the moment. Oh, it's the day. I can go out shopping in the day. Holy shit.
The realization takes Malachi.
Yep.
Just down the corridor, Malachi, you can just hear Alyssa singing.
Not so bad, this. I wonder if we can take the car out. Do we even have the car yet?
Yeah,
You do not have the car.
we do.
yet.
We have a car.
There is a car. It is not the car.
No, but we've got a car.
Could go for a spin. Pick up some new clothes. Pop back here. We're going clubbing tonight. I need new clothes.
Seems fair. So you're heading into Chester Town Centre for a shopping spree?
Yep.
All right. Are you taking the good credit card?
Oh yeah.
All right. Malachi basically gets some random bits together and then leaves. It's heading out towards the car.
Oh,
Alice?
Kai, where are you going?
Get some new suits. Old
Right.
ones don't fit.
Yeah, well, yeah, you are a heftier build than you were, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm not going to deal with having one change of clothes. Screw that. We're going clubbing. I'm going to get in the car.
Okay.
As he drives away, I'm just going to be like, I liked, that he asked if I wanted any clothes.
Oh,
I mean, if we're being fair, it's on brand for the person he is.
That's true.
So, you head out into Chester Town Centre, Malachi, and it is thriving with people. It's just a huge throng of masses. There are loads of different shops, a few decent sort of suit shops. I'm not going to make you just wander through the entire of Chester, or describe the entire of Chester for that matter.
Yeah.
But after a while, at a relatively exorbitant amount of money spent, you are picking up what?
Red velvet. Red velvet suit.
A red velvet suit.
he wore red velvet.
All right. With this beautifully crushed red velvet suit, you head back. It cost more than you're willing to admit, but hey, that's what having loads of money's for, right? Spending it stupidly and exorbitantly. You make a point of getting yourself something to eat that's not, post-apocalyptic. But the entire time you're there, you are looking at the people around you.
Yeah.
And there is a part of you that's running numbers. Those numbers include precisely how much you think you could drain of them before they died.
Yep.
You're staring at necks an awful lot, staring at wrists. You can hear the dum the dum the dum of your average person. It is sort of making you hungrier, but also sort of isn't. But it also kind of is.
I remember what my good friend Joseph would do at this point, and I go get a Burger King.
Woohoo! I'm a good friend.
You grab yourself a burger.
Oh. Yeah, that's much better than roadkill.
It is, in fact, way better than roadkill. The onion rings, especially. What's Alyssa doing while Malachi's out? Because Malachi's on his way back now.
So once she's finished setting up all of her stuff, she is probably going to go to the pool and do some laps as a form of exercise, because, you know, gotta keep in shape.
Okay. So you head down, start doing laps around the pool. Given your exalted constitution, this does pretty much nothing for you, other than put you in the water and doing some laps. Your body is supernaturally tailored to be a champion of Luna, and as such, mere exercise doesn't help or hinder.
'Tis a habit.
'Tis in fact a habit.
Habits.
So, after a couple of rounds, you basically get out of the swimming pool, towel yourself down, and just looking around, everything seems just slightly adjacent. It's like it's overlaid over something. It feels like you should know this place fully and intimately, but there are only bits of it that are sort of sticking here and there. You know enough to know that you used to live here, but it just feels a little wrong.
That's weird. Where is this? What is this feeling? What? Something's not right here. Whatever.
You start hearing people moving around outside.
I am going to... I am going to stealth.
Okay. Make me a stealth and
Dex?
I'd say dexterity, yeah. I was going to say wits, but
Oof. One set.
one success. 3 successes.
Yeah.
That's better. You move yourself into a sort of stealthing position and then start looking sort of out the window here and there. You can see people pulling up in large cars and stepping out, some of them dressed in what appears to be sort of maids and butlers and other clothing, before they start wandering into the house and making a point of cleaning up.
Ah. It's the staff.
There's an instantaneous feeling of something being wrong.
Wait.
Where did Joseph go into torpor?
What?
Basically, when I fall asleep. Where did I fall asleep?
Probably in a bed.
Okay.
That's definitely not the thing that went wrong. Most on the grounds that you know that if this is in fact the staff, this is the
Yeah,
staff.
they don't turn up until the 12th.
Well, therein lies the first problem.
Yeah.
That's the bit that's wrong.
Hmm?
That's the bit that feels wrong.
Yeah.
But as a general rule, if they find Joseph, they're just going to assume vampire, which that's what they're paid to do.
Yeah.
There's the other bit. I'm gonna let you figure it out.
Well, wait. They knew. The staff knew that they were working for vampires because some of them were descendants of ghouls and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but were they? They were probably informed of the people that they were working for and what they looked like. So finding a random probably means they're gonna just instantly stake him.
Also possible.
Also possible. Shit. I'm gonna make my way up to where Joseph is.
Okay, you manage to duck and weave past a few of the staff members as they're coming in. You time yourself just right to be able to sneak up the stairs and eventually reach Joseph's bedroom. Now, you can't wake him up,
No.
so what are you going to do?
I'm gonna have to hide him.
I mean, that's not what your first instinct is. Your first instinct is to catch one of those people and feed. But that goes away really quickly.
Yeah, what was that? No.
Possibly some sort of just an old memory.
Yeah.
So why can you hear their heartbeats?
Don't like this. Do not like this. Oh dear. I'm gonna continue with my plan and I'm gonna hide Joseph because I feel like if the staff find him, they are just gonna kill him.
Where are you hiding the Malkavian?
In the wardrobe.
You are going to put the Malkavian in the cupboard.
Yep.
I feel called out.
Sweep the Malkavian away when people of good standing come by. Hide him under the rug.
So you place Joseph into the cupboard, wrapping his hands across his chest, and just leaving him like this weird sort of Halloween surprise.
Yeah.
Before closing the door?
Yeah.
And just leaving him there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your next move? There are people on all the floors now, seemingly moving backwards and forwards, cleaning, arranging. There is some talk that you can hear from one or two of them, questioning where the current owners actually are.
Oh my god. And part of me is like, maybe I should just lie in bed and pretend I'm asleep, but then that makes no difference because they'll see my chest going up and down, and therefore realise that I am not a kindred. Bollocks.
Think on living thoughts.
Think unliving thoughts. Well, that was my unliving thought, was pretend that I'm asleep.
There is, in the back of your mind, a crushing feeling of being exposed and an urge to hide.
Oh, great.
It's a very familiar social anxiety feel.
No, I don't. In that case, I am going to try and make my way back to the waterhouse because the staff never went to the waterhouse.
That's fine. Just as a thing, roll me just some dexterity and probably, weirdly, your awareness.
Okay, dex and awareness, so that is 6.
Dexterity is going to be what's basically used to dodge in and out. Awareness is going to be to keep yourself moving around people.
Oof, nope, the awareness is not good.
It's alright, still counts all as one, so that's 2 successes. You almost get caught a few times. You have to hide in rooms, you have to duck under things, hide under tables. But quickly enough, you manage to get yourself to the top floor window nearest to the waterhouse, and basically you just take out of that window as fast as you can.
Yeah.
coming to a landing and clearing yourself off to the waterhouse without any issues. Hoping against hope that they're not stocking the place, because if they are, they're going to open the wardrobes.
Bye, Joseph. Thoughts and prayers. I couldn't exactly put him anywhere else. Oh well. Well, that's happened. I can't go back now. I'm out the window.
Kai,
Yep.
you come pulling up in the car, and you can see there is a small gaggle of people that have started to sort of filter in and around and are tending to everything from gardening to plumbing to basically just tuning up Eaton Hall for you.
Right. But I'm fairly sure that this is the day. And they're not going to expect me in the day. And
Yep.
I've just pulled into the manor in
Yep.
the day.
That is, in fact, the thing.
Yeah. Get out the car. Oh, God. That's actually... I don't know whether to just try and play it off. But that's not going to work, because they're not going to expect me in the day. And they're going to think, what the fuck are you doing here?
A reasonably tall gentleman comes walking over to you, wearing a chef's outfit,
Mm-hmm.
and just sort of taps on the glass to the car. You're out there, bud. You look lost.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure I'm in the right place.
Okay.
I'm just parking the car.
How can we help then? Are you the... What's the deal?
Am I wearing my red velvet suit?
I believe you are.
I'm just parking the car up for them, and then I'll head inside.
Okay. You park the car up and head inside, and you just see this look on his face of, the fuck is going on? You enter into the room. People give you weird looks left, right, centre. No one says anything, so to speak, but they are just looking you up and down repeatedly.
Can I help?
The butler kind of looks over, basically the one who greeted you the very first day, walks up. Can I help there, sir?
Oh, well, of course you can. You're supposed to be the staff, right?
We are the staff of Eaton Hall, yes.
Yeah, I'm just dropping off the car and I'm going to bed. Is there a problem?
There are concerns we have. You're heading to bed. Here.
Well, of course. Have they not told you?
No, I do not believe anyone has mentioned your presence.
Well, they need to have someone to keep watch in the day, don't they?
I see. You see the
And they also-
butler's expression just change a little bit. You can't quite work out to what, though. There's a definite shift.
Hmm.
So you are the Day Guardian, then, yes?
Yeah. I'm most certainly the guardian of the day.
I understand, sir. If you'll bear with me but a moment. And he sort of goes to walk past you, turns and sticks a taser in the back of your neck.
Okay.
Do you want to resist, or are you going to drop?
Well, I'm going to do what I can to resist.
Well, it's a mortal taser. It's not exactly like it's a big threat. You take less than a level of subdual damage and just kind of no-sell it and turn around. He looks at you for a moment, looking down at the taser, looking up at you.
The Day Guardian.
He then starts backing off and just runs through the house, screaming, "Intruder! Intruder!"
Lovely.
Because they are acutely aware of who the staff members are, because they're all handpicked by Lord Camden. And you are not on that list, my friend.
Nope.
Alyssa, from here you can hear the house start yelling "Intruder."
Oh, what I wouldn't give to make myself look like a Nosferatu. Actually, it makes no difference because I would be asleep. Jesus Christ. I don't know what to do. Apart from continue hiding in the waterhouse. Just hoping.
So you basically duck your head down and stay down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Malachi,
Mm-hmm.
there are a variety of guards starting to approach you. People who look like they're part of an escort duty. They're carrying guns.
Understood.
Large guns.
Understood.
Look like some sort of assault rifle in all cases.
Okay.
2 of them drop to their knee. 2
How
of them
many
go
are
over the
holding
top.
large guns?
5 of them.
5 of them are holding large guns.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just look. I'm just going to look and say, you might want to put those down.
You hear the ratcheting sound of them being cocked and loaded. The people in question look quite battle-hardened. You would assume some level of military expertise.
Yep.
The guns themselves are, like I say, they're assault rifles, but they're not a model or make you're aware of.
Understood.
And that's tapping into Malachi's knowledge of not a model or a make you're aware of.
Yep.
What do you want to do? Because they're setting up, and basically they're setting up in 2 rows, and one at the back who's sort of got his held up as he's talking into a radio piece. Subject identified. We are proceeding to containment.
3, 2, 1, lightning speed.
Okay. You hit lightning speed. What direction?
What direction? So where am I stood at this precise moment?
Well, they're just coming through the front door of Eaton Hall. So you're most of the way down the hall. To your right, there is a set of stairs that leads up, but you're a little way behind those. If you carry on going this way, you would basically move into the next set of rooms around the hall. Behind you, about 10 feet away,
I can't leg it up
is
the
one of the
stairs.
windows. Lightning speed, unless I'm very much mistaken, is a straight line.
Is it a straight line?
I'm just going to check now.
Because that seems odd.
Well,
I should pull up the PDF.
Soul Athletics Charms. Lightning Speed. Cover the move or dash action scoring yards. No, it is not one of those that is in a straight line. I'm thinking of a different charm. So yes, you can just blur, but you need to pick a direction.
I'm going up the stairs.
I'm going straight towards stairs and straight up them, yeah?
Yep.
Alright. You manage to basically blur past them, but they are still going to shoot.
Understood.
They're just going to have a lot less likely to hit. Let's see.
I mean, I can roll evasion on top of it if you'd like.
I'll let you know in a couple of seconds. That's
Understood.
3 successes. 4 successes. 2 successes. And 3 successes. Right. So, what I want you to do is I want you to roll me your dexterity and athletics.
Understood.
And then I want you. It doesn't say anything about you adding bonuses to your dodge from lightning speed, but I will say I will let you add your essence score on top.
Understood. Okay. What? You. 10 of you.
Alright.
That's it.
4 successes. Alright. One of them does tag you, but only one of them.
Yeah.
It's going to do subdual damage because you're not the type of thing it's thinking you are. Mostly silver rounds to you do nothing.
Yeah. That's what they're tagging me as then.
Yeah, they assumed lupine.
Yep. I understand why.
But it is still going to be, let's see, 3, 4, 2 superficial points of damage.
Understood.
You get a sort of like tag in your arm. You can just see like this little gout of blood come from it, but you have already moved round, up, and onto the main balcony.
Yep. I'm going to try and remember where the windows are.
There are windows all over the top floor.
Any of them open?
Easily openable.
Okay. I guess run up to the one at the end of the hall, open it.
Okay, you go running up, get to one of them, and just open it clean onto the back part of the garden.
Yep.
Okay, bear with me 2 seconds, just while I have a look, see what the thoughts on what would happen are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right, you basically bolt out of the top floor, out onto the back. You can see a couple of people sort of look up from mowing the garden and just generally groundskeeping and just seem relatively stunned as this golden blur falls out the top, comes to a landing. And what direction are you running?
Towards the woods.
I understand. You go bolting off into the woods.
Lovely.
So, night has started to come crawling in ever so slightly from the amount of time this has taken. However, a couple more rounds before Joseph does get himself up. Alyssa, what are you going to do?
I need to make a phone call to Lord Camden.
Okay. You get a burner phone. You just managed to recall the number because it's something that happened before you were, air quotes, erased.
Yeah.
And you're making the phone call?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ring, 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 ring. Lord Camden's residence.
Hello, this is Alyssa.
Please hold, I will fetch the master of the house.
Thank you.
A few moments happen, a moment later. This is Lord Camden.
Hello, Lord Captain. It's Alyssa.
Lord Captain.
I said Lord Camden.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said
You actually did say
didn't.
Lord Captain.
no. I
You
said
did say Lord Captain.
I didn't. I said Lord Camden. I stuttered.
You have a recording. You'll see this
Rewind the
later.
tape.
I know what I said. Screw you.
How can I assist you? This is a dangerous number to be using.
I'm aware. Sorry, there's been a situation. Some things have changed, and I needed for you to be updated, so that you can update the staff, because at the moment they are not believing what is happening.
I understand. And those situations that need updating are?
Elizabeth and Arlo are no longer here.
Have you been compromised?
Not exactly, no.
Then explain.
I will try and explain without causing more damage to what may already be a very damaged situation, but I am not the Alyssa that you spoke to a few nights ago.
I feel that you will need to be a little more specific on your statements.
Have you ever encountered stories of a labyrinth, Lord Camden?
I can safely say I have not.
I am a version of Alyssa, but I'm not the Alyssa of this period. I'm Alyssa from 2024.
So, before we go any further, Alyssa, I would like to ask you a question. Because it's something that you've probably not realised, but it's definitely something that should draw some attention. Joseph isn't awake yet.
I hang the phone up. I just realised that.
As you've basically gone through this, you have that moment where you realise it's not nighttime properly yet. And I'm talking to a vampire? But it's good information to have. Thank you for giving it.
I need to get Joseph. We need to leave. We can't stay here.
Malachi,
Yep.
after a while, you eventually come to a sudden and complete stop. You can see that the sky is starting to darken a little. There's sort of like playing reds, playing purples of the sunset as it's starting. What's your next move?
Guess I might build a campfire out here.
Did you say that out loud?
No?
Okay.
That's why I talk
Then-
to myself while I'm walking through the woods.
Then you start building yourself a campfire.
Yep.
After a small while of gathering twigs, sticks, some decent sort of leaves for bedding, you set yourself up a rather easy and relatively warming campfire.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next move?
Hmm. Got my campfire. I'm in the middle of the woods. I might actually, once I've got the campfire to act as a decoy, I might try and make my way towards Chester. I'm going clubbing.
Okay. Make me a willpower roll.
Willpower roll.
Yep.
Can I just do it once, but twice is a privilege? Oh, I see. I'm in the woods alone. We've got it.
You're in the woods alone out the back of Eaton Hall,
Yeah.
using super speed
I know.
to get there.
I know. I'm aware of this. Right. Willpower. Is it just straight willpower?
It is just straight willpower.
Where the hell is willpower actually on this sheet?
Page 2.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we're good. He says, not knowing what he's into.
4 successes.
And then another one. The 4 successes.
All right. Please stand by.
Oh no.
5.
Oh no.
Oh no.
As you go to turn and walk away, something just stops. You don't want to move.
Yep.
You're looking around to the left and right, and you can see sort of these weird spectral faces drifting out of trees and back in. Just to your left, your right. It's not taken hold entirely. You're just rooted to the spot. But there is a part of you that remembers something like this. It's the worst case of deja vu.
Yeah. So wait, I can see the faces, and I know where, like, sort of spirits, because I can sort of remember this from before, but not very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many can I? How many faces can I see?
Surrounding you at the moment, every second tree.
Every second tree. How many trees are around me?
You're in a forest.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a latch on your mind, but it currently has a latch on your body.
Got it. Listen, you're not going to get me so easily. Not this time.
You hear an echoed, "Not this time."
Yep, that's exactly what I expected you to say.
Expected you to say. You can feel a cold chill as the sun starts to go that little bit further down past the horizon. About this point in time, Joseph,
Aha!
you wake up in a cupboard.
Have I been sleepwalking again?
You are surrounded by what is basically the clothes of the former Princess Diana. And
Interesting.
And you can see in front of you there is this just sort of like double door almost. Other than that, it is dark and foreboding.
I wonder if there's some kind of weird hazing thing that Kai and Alyssa are doing. Oh well.
You just burst out from the cupboard like you're entering into some sort of sing-along.
Yep.
Everything seems quiet.
Where have those two got up to? Kai, Alyssa, please don't be boning because I have things I want to.
Alyssa, you have in this time watched the staff file into cars and file out, leaving the place empty.
Yep. I am going to, with stealth, return back to the house and as quickly as possible gather things that will be useful because we are ditching this joint.
You get basically in through the front door, and about this point in time you hear Joseph calling out to you.
Joseph! Joseph! Joseph!
Oh, hi!
Shh! Keep your
Where
voice
are
down!
you?
Shh!
Why?
Because, just quiet.
Okay.
Look, we can't stay here.
Why not?
Because we can't. Something is not right. We need to leave.
I need to get changed because we're going clubbing,
We're
right?
not. No, we're not going clubbing. There's something wrong here. We have to leave.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So, we're gonna gather some stuff, and then we're gonna have to go and find Kai, because Kai... I was in the waterhouse and I heard them shout intruder, which probably means Kai booked it.
But he's really good with his gun.
Yeah, but he wouldn't shoot the staff.
Not even in the leg.
Not even in the leg.
He's such a dreamy hero.
We need to find the stuff. We need to be quick. Let's just...
So what do you want?
We need to take... well, I need to get the stuff out of my room, so the burner phones, the weapons. I need to see if there's any loose cash around. We can't use the credit card. My god, that gives away so much about where we are. We basically have to go black here. We have to go dark.
Okay. Say all that in words that a person who's not some kind of espionage agent would.
Get things to survive.
I'm not like you, remember. I just need blood to survive.
Very true. I will go and get the weapons and see if I can find the cash, if we have any.
Okay. I'll just wait by the door and keep an eye out.
Yeah, be quiet. Be vigilant. If you see anything, come find me.
Oh, I can be very quiet. In fact, just pretend that you can't see me and I will totally be there, but you won't be able to see me.
Good. Right. I'm gonna go and...
Did someone just knock?
Does sound like it.
Let's go answer the door. It'd be really rude if we don't.
No, don't answer the door.
But they didn't knock. That's like, they know we're here.
No.
Alright, I'll answer the door.
No, Joseph, don't answer the door. Don't do it.
It's fine. Let me go.
Nope. I'm gonna grab hold of Joseph.
We can't not answer it now. It's twice.
We need to leave now.
Who is it?
No.
There is a clicking sound of a key in the door. And the door swings open.
Oh, you already had the key.
There is the sound of very light footfalls on the floor. Sort of sounds like a dress shoe.
Hope they wipe their feet. I've just cleaned that floor. Well, I haven't cleaned the floor, but someone's cleaned that floor.
They're on the stairs.
I'm
Wait.
hiding. I'm grabbing
Who
hold of
is
Joseph.
Wits and stealth with -2 dice.
Fuck you.
Or maybe plus dice because I'm distracting them and they're getting away.
minus dice.
5. Oh, Jesus. 3 successes.
Stepping round the corner, and so far not seeing Alyssa, but getting a decent view of Joseph, is a well-tailored suit. The gentleman inside it with blonde hair, very short, very not quite militaristic, but very fancy in an old style. A gentleman, if you will.
Hello there.
Who are you? Comes the voice.
Sorry, it's been a long time since I've done this. What's the etiquette for this? Can you just go first? Because it's been a while since I've done this, so I can't actually remember how we're supposed to do it. So you tell me first, so I know what to say.
I'm going to take an educated guess and say you're a child of Malkav.
How does everybody know that?
One questions the sanity. Where are the owners of this place?
That's a really, really complicated answer, and you'll probably just think I'm more crazy if I tell you.
He stares you dead in the eyes. I would really appreciate everything you know about what is going on here. Dominate 5.
I was going to tell you anyway.
But he's now making sure.
So, listen, okay, so we're from the future, and we came back, me, Kai, and Alyssa, and then we saw the people that own this place, and they stopped existing, so they technically now own the place, and I just want to go to the nightclub and dress up, because I've never been to a nightclub before, and now you're here, and I can't find Kai, and Alyssa's hiding somewhere over there, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm very confused.
Continued Dominate 5, Submerge Directive. Be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
He turns to look in the direction where Alyssa was basically ratted out to.
I just come out.
Don't make me come in there.
I just come out. I just come out.
You see the familiar face of Lord Camden. Just looking you over.
Lord Camden.
I do not believe we've been introduced, but this one says you are Alyssa?
Yes. Wait. Hang on. Can I look at him closer, please? Is he actually Lord Camden?
Roll me a Wits and Awareness roll.
Wits and awareness. I'm gonna use my willpower to re-roll 3 of those, because that is abysmal.
The question actually does become, was one of those, there were 2 ones in there, was one of those on a hunger dice?
No, there's only one. One of them is a 1, 2 2s, a 3, and a 7, and I don't have hunger dice?
No, you don't. That's a valid point.
Oh wow,
2 successes.
2
then.
successes, that is fucking abysmal.
It's hard to tell. I mean, he looks like Lord Camden.
Yeah, just because he looks
Acts like Lord Camden.
Just because he looks and
Seems
acts
like Lord Camden. He steps a little closer and just sort of looks you over, like he's sizing up a side of beef. And yet, there is a pulse.
in Lord Camden.
No,
Oh.
you.
Oh, me. Okay. I was like, wait, in Lord Camden there's a pulse?
I raised my hand like just a child waiting for a teacher to let them ask a question.
You are completely ignored. He takes a moment and just sort of skirts around you, just looking you up and down. When my ghoul informed me that a house caller was trying to gather my attention, it was one thing. When they stated it was one of the vampires under my employ, that was another. When they stated it happened during the day, I was most intrigued and caught the first express trip here. He just runs a hand through your hair, one finger, just brings it up to his nose. I think I'm going to need to sit down for some of this, aren't I?
Might be best.
Well, after you, of course. He motions towards a nearby seat.
I sit as far away as possible.
Given what you have a rough idea about Lord Camden, you assume that as far away as possible to be out of an effective range would be probably Glasgow.
When I say far away as possible, I just mean so that he doesn't touch my hair again.
That's fair. He brings himself into a seat and just folds his arms across his chest. Well, across basically into his lap. He makes one motion for Joseph to come and sit down first.
I sit down, cross my arms, and just sulk.
Begin.
Forgive me, Lord Camden. I'm a little bit wary, as I imagine you're wary of me. I am very wary of who you are. I'm concerned if you're not Lord Camden.
I understand my ghoul informed me that you put the phone down on them pretty quickly. The title of Lord Camden comes with a certain level of obfuscation. Someone must be available to take my calls during the day, or I'd be incredibly obvious, don't you think?
Of course.
Now, I do not know how to prove myself as who I am, nor do I have an intention of, which I hope should be sufficient enough proof that I am who I say I am. As your opinion on the matter, it means precisely nothing.
Quite.
So, your explanation comes now.
Forgive me, it's been a long time since I've actually spoke with you.
Well, yes, the ages must do wonders for your skin.
Well, surprisingly, this actually happened whilst we were still here. Here. It's complicated. I'm not entirely sure I understand it myself.
I have a few thoughts on the matter. You can see him looking you over from top to bottom, but there's a glimmer in his eye that is almost certainly him using Auspex. Please continue.
As I mentioned on the phone to your ghoul, I am Alyssa, but I am from a different time. We ran into what we assumed was a sewer in North America, and as we continued walking through it, we somehow ended up here in 2019.
I see. You are definitively under a discipline of temporis. There is lingering traces of it, so I can confirm at least that some sort of chronal weirdness has been occurring.
A time displacement.
Call it whatever you will. That still does not explain why you are here. It does not explain where the actual present day versions of yourself is, and it does not explain why, when I was informed about 3 of you, 1 of you is clearly missing, and I have no idea who this Malachi is.
Present day me is no longer here because she had a conversation with me and then disappeared. And by disappear, I literally mean disappeared.
You are currently occupying the position in time that she herself would normally take up.
I'm guessing so.
I see. That must be incredibly disconcerting for you.
It is, because I've lived this life and I don't remember much that actually happens in it.
Well, of course not. You have not lived this life.
Well,
You have lived a life similar to it, but
yes.
by your very presence it already has changed, thus rendering your past your future.
yes. And similarly, Arlo has also disappeared because the person inhabiting his timeline is the one called Malachi.
I understand a Toreador's need for dramaticism, but
No,
Malachi seems such a weird name to choose.
No, it's... Malachi is Arlo. Arlo is Malachi. They are the same soul.
That.
Yes.
Wait. One more time?
They are the same soul.
Are you speaking of some form of
Resurrection?
soul reincarnation? Yes.
Yes.
He looks at you, completely confused for a few seconds.
Listen, Lord Camden, a lot happened in our timeline and we changed. I changed. Obviously, I'm not a Nosferatu, as you can see. I became something else. Similarly, Arlo became something else, and then Arlo didn't exist anymore, and then Malachi existed.
Hold your hand out.
I hold my hand out.
He stands up, just walks towards you, taking it in his. You can see his fangs have already started to drop.
I don't move.
He bites you clean in the wrist. Takes a blood point's worth. Licks the wound clean. And seems to just take a moment to try and understand what it is that he's taking in. His face is a picture of confusion. What were you saying there, sorry, Joseph?
I was saying, can you remember what happened last time somebody bit into Alyssa and drank from...
Yeah.
Well, there are extenuating circumstances to some parts of that. He looks sort of like he's tasting some sort of a first flavour for the first time. He then proceeds to walk back to his seat and sits down, raising a single hand and sort of motioning it at Joseph. You have the ability to talk back.
That's the longest time I've not spoken like in forever.
Well, I was kind of enjoying the silence for a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you.
But you're so mean to me, like, all the time. I just want to be your friend.
Joseph, please.
Oh, okay.
Who is this one?
This is Joseph. He is somebody, again, from my time, from America. We picked him up along the way. Well, Malachi did, whilst he was,
Looking for her.
Yeah, that.
Best love story ever.
No, it's not the time, Joseph, really.
Sorry.
I feel an explanation is still needed, so perhaps now is the time.
I'm sorry, an explanation of...
How you got to America? What brought you back to this point? Why now? Why from then? And why you are no longer kindred? And from what I'm tasting, something completely different.
I
moon said so.
honestly wish I could give you all of those answers, Lord Camden, but because I have become Alyssa of this time, I don't remember the full details of everything that happened. I can only remember fragments at best, and they're hazy. Joseph
I can do it.
I was going to say Joseph might be able to tell you a bit more. I don't think his memory is as affected. He can at least
Everybody
tell
hold
me.
my hands.
What?
Hold my hands. I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
You two, Mr. Sir Lord Camden, sir, please.
He looks for a moment, shakes his head. I will let you do whatever it is you're doing, and then you can tell me about the experience.
Well, I could do it without you touching my hands, but it's easier if we have physical contact.
I do not let people into my brain.
Well, technically, I'm letting you into my brain.
I do not travel to other people's brains.
But how can I show
Door,
you?
once opened, can be walked through in two directions.
He has a point.
Well, okay. It was really hard to show. Right, let's touch my hand. So, Joseph will then... You share the senses on Alyssa, and then premonition.
Okay. Roll me a willpower check for Alyssa.
Willpower check. Oh boy.
And in Joseph's case, I would like the roll to be that of Auspex and... Auspex and Perception.
Okie dokie. I'm only at Hunger 1, aren't I?
Yes.
Non-hunger.
That's 3 10s.
Oof.
And then hunger.
One of those, I'm almost putting... That is the non-hunger... That is the hunger dice, is it?
Yeah, last one was the hunger dice.
Okay, so 5 successes. Okay, Alyssa. First things first, you are subsumed completely into Joseph's psyche for a moment.
Fantastic.
Joseph, what are you
Yeah.
showing?
Basically, I want her to see what I see when I see the premonition.
Okay.
Oh no.
And what are you aiming the premonition to be?
I want to uncover the truth of our destiny and sit and figure out why we've been sent back here.
Alyssa,
Mm.
you live through Gehenna again.
Fantastic, thank you.
My pleasure.
When you say live through Gehenna, do you mean like the starting of it, the whole
You don't-
biting into Arlo and killing Elizabeth?
I mean all of your life memories come flooding back to you in under a second.
So everything from this time, but in the other timeline.
Let's say it'll start from the point in time. It starts with the crucifixion.
Okay, cool.
All of that happens right up till now, and there is no continuation to that premonition. Joseph, you see everything as well, all of this, but it kind of stops short of you getting an answer for what it is you are here to do. Your interpretation of that is that there is no thing you're here to do, and what you have done is come here through random chance. Because you have.
This is like going to the end of the book and then realizing there's no end of the book and being caught and then having to make your own bet.
As soon as all of those memories rush back into Alyssa, I'm gonna scream real loud, real painful, probably fling myself.
You only had one success on that willpower check, didn't you?
Yeah. No, 2. 6 and a 10.
2. Still not 5 successes from an
No.
Auspex, and yeah.
No.
So you fail by 3.
Yeah.
React accordingly.
Yes, I did. I'm screaming and throwing myself to the floor and then curling into a ball and shaking. I'm probably gobbling. I'm not going to actually do it because I have neighbours.
Fair move. Lord Camden just sits there, one leg crossed over the other, hands steepled, just looking down at the situation.
I think she'll be fine. Wait. How loud are you screaming out, Jay?
Oh, it's painful. Heart-shattering, soul-splitting screaming. You probably are becoming Mary right now.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you are 100% Mary.
Yeah, it's a loud one.
Mary starts to scream as well.
Fantastic.
He just looks over, Camden looks over the pair, activates Silence of Death, and just sits and lets you two ride out in silent screams.
Strong move.
Yeah. Good move.
I'm not having my eardrums perforated from this. Click. Malachi,
Yes.
you have spent at least now 40 to 50 minutes worth of time fighting against these things' control. They are drifting in and out of the trees, maneuvering around you like weird little fish, effectively.
Understood.
Not a shark.
I would like to say, are you going to copy everything I say?
It says at the back end of that sentence.
Copy everything I say.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I'm here, I'm under your power.
Under your power. Roll me a willpower check, Malachi.
Okay. That's
4.
1,
5.
5.
Oof.
You start to feel your legs being able to move, but they are not running. They're basically, you can stagger. But it does seem that your newfound power is definitely holding back what Arlo could not.
I'm gonna go now, I swear.
I swear.
I'm gonna get out of here, I will.
I will.
And when I've gone, I'll leave you alone.
Alone.
I'm gonna start
Roll me-
moving.
Roll me another willpower check.
Okay.
3 successes.
4. 4.
4.
You manage to wrestle the last piece of control back, and you have your full movement again.
Run, bitch, run!
Yep, lightning speed.
You bolt out back towards the house.
Yep.
I think there's a good enough point in time to give us a 15-minute break. Meanwhile, in Eaton Hall, there is a lot of quiet. There are still screams occurring, but there is a vast amount of quiet where there should be this massive din. At the point in time that Lord Camden feels it's somewhat calmed down, he raises the silence of death. People still screaming, or
No,
they...
I've stopped. I'm just kind of like staring into the floor, I guess.
Mine was like a quick "oh my god" scream, then it just stopped.
So, care to offer enlightenment about what just happened there?
Who are you? Where am I? What's going on?
Oh, bugger. Mary?
Yes,
Mary?
yes, Alyssa. What's going on? Where are we?
Yeah, you're fine. You're in my home.
This looks wrong. I mean, this looks too clean and safe.
Yeah, I'll bring you up to date whilst I'm bringing Lord Camden up to date. Just take a seat, Mary, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, right. Okay, I'll just sit down.
Yeah.
Lord Camden just kind of glances over the situation. Again, acutely aware that Malkavians are a bit of a mess at the best of times. He doesn't really have a lot more to say on that. That said, he does just give a moment's glance over. So look up and down. Turns back. Well, in your own time.
So, bear with me 2 seconds. Allow me to flick through my books. Is it this one? Is it this page? Yes, it is. Okay. So, Lord Camden, you wanted to know a bunch of things, and I think I can now tell you those thanks to that. On the 7th of October 2019, Arlo and I died. That's pretty much
want to understand, but I don't think there's much I can say to that. Continue.
We ended up in Doncaster, and Arlo had become something different like I had, but his was dark, and in doing so he wasn't Arlo anymore, and his name alone summoned a creature of terrifying measure, and that creature is what killed us. Elizabeth and another kindred, well, actually he wasn't a kindred at that point, but they rescued me and brought me back round, but they couldn't do anything for Arlo. He was dead, and the church we were in, the church that we were crucified in, came crumbling down on top, and we lost Arlo forever. The next night, essentially, we met with the Prince of Doncaster, and then we met Malachi, and it turned out that Malachi was Arlo's soul reincarnated. That Malachi was the version of Arlo that Arlo should have become, not the one that he had become. And that he was now a sort of avatar of the unconquered sun.
I see. You see that Lord Camden sort of, his ears have pricked up a little bit. Not at that, it's something else. About this point in time, Malachi, you have just entered into the house.
Yeah. Oh, hearing the words Avatar of the Unconquered Sun?
You could probably just about make that from where you are, yes.
Yeah.
So it does sound like they're playing through your greatest hits.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Am I late?
Interesting. You've entered into the house, you're not currently upstairs.
Okay. I'm going to see what I can hear, I guess.
As I say, you can hear upstairs there is a conversation occurring which has used those words.
Understood. I'm gonna go upstairs slowly.
So, he is an avatar of the Unconquered Sun. You are some sort of were creature, only infinitely stronger. And you are carrying around a kindred with a broken brain who currently believes themselves to be someone by the name of Mary.
No, sir. I'm just a ghoul. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just a ghoul. Sorry. I'm just married. I'm just Joseph's ghoul.
Well, that is convenient. If you were not his ghoul, I would be most confused, especially if you were somebody else's.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
So what is the next step, then, since you are here and now?
Honestly,
You tried reaching out to me to inform me of these things. Why?
because I guess part of me thinks that now that we're here and that we have essentially taken over Arlo and Alyssa of this timeline, that maybe we need to live out this timeline, maybe do the job that we were supposed to do before.
You see him just glance at the doorway at the point in time that Arlo / Malachi rounds it.
Ah.
So this is what an avatar of the Unconquered Sun looks like.
Crushed velvet suit.
I mean,
You at least have the style of Arlo, I'll grant you that.
Yeah, things got a little bit weird for a second. And I felt like buying a really nice suit. Who are you?
I am Lord Camden.
Ah. I take a bow.
Take a seat.
Don't mind if I do. I pull up the nearest, comfiest looking chair I can find.
He gives you a look over 2-3 times. Just seems to be studying you. You wish to carry on the job that you were sent to do. I have no issue with that. But there is an element of control that is no longer mine, it would appear. And I feel that that is a necessity I cannot allow.
Oh. And what would you do about that?
He gives a slight look towards you. What will I do about it? Nothing. The question becomes, what will you do about it between you all? If you wish truly to carry on with what you are tasked with, I will need some assurances that you are not just going to cause a mess in something that is so very intricate.
Understood.
I don't want what happened in our timeline to happen here, Lord Camden.
No.
What is this thing that happened so much?
Gehenna.
Because you've explained the second you say that word, he just stops.
In our timeline, Gehenna happened. Where we come from, 2024, Gehenna is happening. For us, Gehenna started in 2019 and has been going on for 5 years. I don't want that again. And if I can do anything to stop it from happening again in this timeline, then I will do everything in my power to make sure that it doesn't come true.
And what, pray tell, kickstarts the end of all things?
That's a long story.
It was me.
I had eternity.
It was me, Lord Camden. It was me. It was that part of Arlo that I mentioned before. That dark part, that creature that killed me and Arlo. And it was a prophecy in the Book of Nod.
So from what I've just been told, the correct way of eliminating Gehenna is to eliminate both of you two.
Eliminating Malachi won't change any of that.
I'm not so sure. You just had an urge to put that suit on, did you?
Yes. I quite enjoy this suit.
He looks over at Alyssa. You mentioned before about weird feelings and the other kind, and that you have occupied the same space and time as your previous self.
Yes.
Do you feel any overlapping thoughts?
I just stay silent.
Could I use wise-eyed courtier method?
You can. To what end?
I'd like to figure out where he's going with this.
Oh, I wouldn't. You don't even need to spend the essence. He's going to openly tell you.
Okay, but I wanted to know before he openly tells us.
Okay. If you insist. What he's implying is the fact that there is clearly a portion where you two have taken over your old characters' places in history.
Mm-hmm.
Up to the point in time where you are also... You've basically subsumed them into yourself.
Yep.
It's like a weird form of diablerie.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you're wearing a crushed velvet suit is the Arlo in you that's coming out.
Yeah, and I feel like I sort of know where he's going with this, but I need it confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt using my solar expertise before I take action.
I understand. Then you get the feeling from your use of that particular charm, you know exactly what he's about to say.
He's going to get rid of us because we're going to cause Gehenna.
I'm not. I'm not going to do anything.
No, but no, I mean that's where I'm coming to, and I just want to make sure that that's what my skill gets.
Yeah, it does. Not
Yep.
that he's going to, just that the correct way of stopping Gehenna is to be rid of you two.
Understood, but I can't tell that he has specific intent to try at this point.
You cannot tell if he has specific intent to try.
Understood. Then I'm not going to do anything for now.
My dear, to remove any shadow of a doubt involving the beginning of Gehenna, if you tell me this is how it is to be, you must remove the root of the weed. As of this moment, you have told me that you are the catalyst, and that Arlo is the catalyst. And as he looks over at Malachi, he just gives a slight nod.
Yep.
Arlo is not alive and well, but I imagine that he is still present, if that fashion sense is anything to go by.
Touche.
So if you truly want to stop Gehenna, you're going to need to remove the issue.
Lord Camden, Gehenna cannot start because the way that it starts, the way it started with Arlo, it requires him to become something that Malachi simply cannot, because Malachi is already one thing. For that to happen,
Malachi is not what I would imagine he was when he first came here.
No. Not in the slightest. Well, I get twinges.
He just motions at Malachi.
I'm not what I was when I came here. I became something very different from what I can remember. And I'm no longer that. And I don't see that there is a way I can be that.
What you were informing me of was the fact that Arlo became something dark and horrible, and Malachi was the purified version as an avatar of the sun, correct?
yes.
So if an avatar of the sun becomes reinfected with their past life, how long do you truly think you've got?
Longer than I had before. Before I was a vampire, I was far closer to what I became.
And now you are a lot more dangerous. So if you are to fall this time, it will be a lot more powerful, correct?
Yes, I don't really see where you're going with this, because what you're saying is that there could be a worse outcome than the end of the world itself.
No, I'm saying that the end of the world is the worst outcome, but I am pointing out that the thing ushering you there would probably have been a lot worse than simply a vampire with delusions of godhood. Instead, it is a god with delusions of darkness.
Very true. But what I can tell you, and you can use whichever disciplines at your command to verify this as being accurate, the very power that attempted to ensnare me before failed about 30 minutes ago.
What power is this?
Whatever it was that dragged me out of those woods the first time.
Looks over at Alyssa. Just raises a brow.
My memories don't go that far back. Only to the point I told you.
So you're telling me, as of this point, there is no chance, as he turns back to Arlo, of you causing an end of days?
I would say there's as much chance of me causing an end of days as there is Anybody else with a propensity for the destruction of life?
He shrugs. It's not my quest. There's nothing specifically to do with me. If Gehenna happens, Gehenna happens. It was always pointed that way ever since the Red Star. If it's your mission to stop it, he points out to Alyssa, then you need to stop it.
And that's what we're going to try to do. Anything that
He
we can do.
grins a little and shakes his head. My dear boy, I don't think you understand what your friend here is suggesting when she says that she is intending on stopping it.
I understand what she thinks he's suggesting. And I understand what I intend, and it's not going to be that. Because as much
He
as I
stands
said,
up, straightens his suit, raises a hand to hold you. Then I'm going to go and find a bite to eat, and I think you two should talk this over.
understood.
He turns, leaves the room, gives a nod to Mary, and closes the
Sir?
door behind him.
Thank you for your visit.
The three of you are left alone in the room.
Is now a good time to explain what's going on?
I suppose it's as good a time as any.
Thank you.
I don't know what else to say, but congratulations. Welcome to the past.
That makes no sense, Malachi.
I know. I know.
Last time we spoke, we were in the tunnels.
We were. And those tunnels were the entrance to some terrible place.
Are we in that terrible place?
I couldn't tell you for sure. But all I know is we're not where we were, we're not where you were. And it appears that we are back at the start of the story that brought us here.
This is your story. You and Alyssa's story, not mine and Joseph's.
Well, it's your story now.
I didn't ask for it to be my story.
Nobody asks for it to be their story. I don't think I ever asked for it to be my story. Alyssa, did you ask for it to be yours?
No.
Unfortunately, these things tend to happen. The only thing we can do now is tell the story better.
But life's not a story. Life's not just you saying you don't like something and going back and starting again. That's not how life works. Life is just suffering and then trying to make the best of that suffering.
Well, that's what we're doing.
No, you want to change the story. You can't change the story.
Watch me. I'm going to get up and walk to the room upstairs.
Alyssa,
Hmm.
you've always struck me in the short time we've known each other as the realist. You know we can't change the story, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So maybe you should just enjoy this time with the one that you love. We girls have to stick together. Go to your man.
I follow up after Kai.
Okay, you leave the room.
Mary silently sits there and then starts sobbing so silently and curls up on the sofa alone.
You catch Kai out in the hallway. He's basically just about to round one of the corners to a different room.
Mm-hmm.
Kai, wait up.
Hmm? Oh.
Listen, Lord Camden has a point. And in a way, Mary has a point as well.
Yeah, but Alyssa, we don't know that that's right.
But we don't know what's wrong either.
No, but if look, the way I was explaining to Lord Camden earlier, the events can't it can't happen again, Alyssa.
That's just what we think. That's just what we want. It's not factual. For all we know, you could in fact turn abyssal again. And if you turn abyssal, that means your infernal side exists as well. Which means Gehenna can start all over again.
Could. But the first time we were here, we would. There's no way that we'd be standing around thinking of any of this. The idea that I don't know, because if Gehenna happens, that's not just us; that's everyone.
But there is
But then
there is a sure way of making sure that Gehenna never happens, Kai. And it's probably the solution that we should have took a long time ago.
As much as I hate to admit it, you might have a point. Because we're not supposed to be here.
No.
And when we were here the first time, it was nothing but bad news. So if you're thinking what I think you're thinking, how are we going to do this?
I'm not sure about the actual logistics or the actual way, but if we remove ourselves from the picture,
Okay. Looking at this in the way that it happened the first time, if we remove ourselves from the picture, what's to stop us from just being born all over again? And it's still happening.
then perhaps we need to find a way to make sure that our souls can't inhabit another body.
I can't think of any way that we can actually do that.
I can think of one way. I don't know how we would actually go about doing it, but there is always the prison.
Yeah. It's a shame that neither of us know where that is.
No.
So we can't just take ourselves out of the picture like that.
I really wish I knew more about what the prophecy actually said in the Book of Nod. I never actually got to read it.
No, and I can't really remember most of it. Not at this point. So where do we go from here? We can't just give up.
I guess the next best thing is for us to research as much as we can to try and figure out either a way of removing ourselves or stopping it from happening. And then when we know or can tell that it is getting to the point where it might happen, then we just remove ourselves for the time being.
Do we have to remove ourselves? Is there some other something else we can remove? Because, I mean, I'm all up for shooting Kane in the dick.
Something tells me that's not gonna work. Strangely.
Well, it works one way or the other, doesn't it? Is that sure as hell one way of making sure that we don't come back?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, I guess we really just need to spend our time putting all of our efforts into research and preparing ourselves. Keeping each other sane, I guess, would be a good start as well.
Yep. The other thing is make sure you keep me away from those woods.
Yeah, you need to stop running off. I can't keep
Okay.
chasing after you.
Alright. At that point, it was between me running off and being mown down by artillery fire.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
I didn't actually get Lord Camden to confirm if he would at least tell the staff to stand down and accept that we were here. I have no idea if he's still here.
no, I don't think.
Because if we can't stay here, then we have to go somewhere else.
You're right, but I don't know where we'd go.
Yeah, me neither. It's not like we actually exist.
No, that's a very good point. We need to work on existing.
Well, I kind of have part of that in the works, I guess, so...
What do you mean?
Fake IDs.
I guess the ID is the start of existing.
I mean, it's just the ID card, it's not the full database version. But,
Right.
I need to drop off some passport photos tomorrow.
Okay then, I guess we all need passport photos.
I really need to get Lord Camden to confirm if we can stay here. Because if not, then we have to go. Like right now.
Yeah.
Um,
And from I can't tell whether he would take the option that we were considering out of our hands.
we don't have anything better to offer at this point, Guy. We either do what we can do, or the chances are we die, we get reincarnated, and it just starts all over again.
Yep. And I have no idea how this whole champion of the unconquered sun thing works.
Yeah, I can't help you with that.
I don't know that if I die, I can't just go back to what I was before.
I don't know. I
which case-
don't know what happens if I die.
No. Anyway, let's try not to dwell on that.
Yeah. Well, we like to dwell on death.
Yeah, it's getting really, really gloomy.
Mm.
We've got
We have
We've
some
got-
time.
Yeah, we have as much time as we put in front of us. As much time as we keep fighting against this.
Okay. Let's see if we can find Lord Camden in here. I really hope he hasn't just left. I know he said he was going to eat, but I really hope he hasn't just left.
He might just be having a snack around the ground somewhere.
Mm.
I mean, I know where I would have gone if I were him.
And where's
Oh
that?
shit.
I was going to say, if you're going to say the pantry...
Yeah. I'm going to start moving towards the pantry.
Following.
As you head out of the of this floor, heading downstairs in a weird momentary panic of wondering whether or not Lord Camden had already eaten, despite the fact that you know for a fact his people will have already been down there already and probably told him. That is where we are going to finish for tonight, I feel.